I was just trying. Okay, well, welcome and hello to Sarah and those of you who will be joining me in a bit. So my name is Shanali Perera. I'm a contemporary artist, educator, activist, author, and a retired clinician. And I'm living with a rare condition, autoimmune condition called vasculitis that affects my hand function, amongst other things. And I work across the intersections of art, health, medical education, and patient support. So it's great to be here with you and share my personal experience with self-expression and the use of color. I was working as a rheumatologist and subspecializing in vasculitis when my condition came on and derailed me and forced me to stop working as a doctor. And it affected my hand function, amongst other things. So I started to use a digital app to start drawing to cope with pain and the whole illness experience. And I started to use color as a way of portraying my everyday, the invisible that's around me. And things like color, things like pain or change is something that's subjective and varies from person to person. So my own relationship with pain and change prompted me to explore further using art, so I could better understand it and connect with it and communicate it to myself as well as others, and most importantly, cope with it all. So my digital canvases became an outlet for me to transform my lived experience with this long-term condition into a more meaningful way of living, moving from a clinician to a patient and to becoming a person again. So today's workshop is about us using the digital medium to try and capture the surrounding emotions that are around us, and also explore creativity, how we connect with it, how we share it with others, and the impact it can have on our health and well-being. So are you ready to create your first digital canvas? Okay. Before I move on, have you downloaded the app to a tablet or a phone?
No.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, yes. Have you downloaded the app to a phone or a tablet?
I'll download it now.
Okay, do you want me to copy it to chat?
No, Autodesk Sketchbook.
That's right.
One second, it's just downloading.
Don't worry, that's absolutely fine.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So before it's downloaded, yeah? And are you using a phone or a tablet?
A tablet.
Perfect, that's fine. Before we get to it, I just wanted to just highlight one thing before we start with creative activity, is to find out what your thoughts are on well-being, how you perceive well-being, the impact stress has on it, because I think most of the time for a lot of us, our day is full of various stresses, and how do we find that balance, and how can we make space for creativity to find that balance? So I want you to sort of have a think about that, and we now move on to the session. So literally, I'm going to give a quick demo and then we'll start on the creative activities, if that's okay. And okay, I'm going to have to stop sharing my screen. Okay. And because it's a tablet, I'm just going to, can you show me your screen, Sarah, so I can see you?
It says only the host can share in the meeting.
Oh no, sorry, sorry. When I said that can you have your video on so I can see you?
Oh, I'm using Zoom on my tablet, so like at the same time.
I see. Okay, so so I'm going to just so is your view like this of the app?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you downloaded that app, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got the screen, and this is something that's not familiar to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use each of the buttons on the top, just very briefly go through them. Okay, so the one on the top here, if you press it, the first one, okay, the first one will give you this screen. And what I wanted you to focus on is gallery. If you press on gallery, you can save your current sketch. And if you press on share, you can share it to any device you like. Yeah?
Yeah.
Share it to your device and share or email it. Okay, so on the side, you have the different brushes. So I'm not going to go through each of these brushes because the next activity will give you a chance to have a play with all of these different brush types. But what I am trying to, if you press on the symbol on top, right, it'll give you this particular screen. So you could have a more detailed view of the different brushes. Happy with that so far?
Sorry, which button?
So on the very top, you have a button. Can you see?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if you press that, you get this here. Hi, Avril. Hi. Okay, great to have you here. Are you using a tablet or a phone?
Well, I was going to try and use what I normally draw in, but I can have a try on my phone. I wasn't just sure how. Hold on. If I'm on my phone, what do I do?
Oh, have you downloaded the app as yet?
No, because I was going to do pen and paper. But,
that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's stick to pen and paper.
I'm not digital, really.
Don't worry. Let's do pen and paper. So Sarah, are you happy? So I'm going to give you, Avril, give us a second just so that I'm just going through the app details with Sarah. So if you scroll down, Sarah, you'll have various brush options. And I'm very quickly going to show you on the side, you have the color, different colors, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm only going to show you those two because of time, because we're going to move on to our next exercise. So you're happy with the brushes, you're happy with the blank canvas, and you're happy with the how to choose the colors, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
And literally what I also want you to do is to save each one that we do, because we'll have to run through them, the different exercises. So I'm going to start sharing my screen again. Okay, so what we've done so far, Avril, is we've just very quickly are going to think about what well-being means to us and how we could incorporate creativity as part of well-being. And okay, so the first exercise is, so Sarah, you've got a blank canvas, Avril's got a blank piece of paper. What I want you to do is to completely offload whatever you have inside onto that piece of paper, using whatever brush, whatever color, just fill that empty space. It's about letting go. Please don't think about what you're drawing. It's free flow. Okay, just let your hand do the talking and keep going. It is also a really good way during the, it might be something that you could try as a micro break during the day. So I'm going to almost be like the radio in the background just to mention that, but I'm going to let you now have a go. Sarah, if you have any problems with the app, just shout.
Okay.
And you can keep filling that space with lines, zigzags, circles, whatever, but do not think about it at all, is the whole purpose of it. How are we getting on?
I'm loving it.
Perfect. You're loving it. Sarah, how are you getting on with the app?
Oh, fine.
Okay.
I'm actually pretending I'm using the app, even though I'm not using the app.
Perfect.
Well, it's very freeing just to have a go.
Absolutely. It's literally, you are tackling empty space, but also you're freeing all your thoughts and giving your brain a bit of a break. You're offloading onto the piece of paper, and that's Avril, and Sarah is doing so onto her digital canvas. And you can have a go at trying different brushes. Okay. Because of time, I'm going to ask you both to stop. Sarah, can you save your sketch? Is that okay?
Yeah.
And I know I can see Avril and I can see her share, but is there any way that you, oh, wow, look at that. My gosh.
Could you just using some pastels, which I think is a bit like the pixel business.
Yes. That is awesome. I love it. And I am going to, Sarah, is there any way you can share with us, or at this moment, because you're using the same device, it's a bit difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go on to the next one. This exercise is about having, when you're having a bad day, and sometimes when you reflect back, you might want to have something that's positive, that gives you that, oh, even though things are really bad, there's an uplifting moment. So this is what I want you to catch. I want you to capture what joy looks like to you. Is there a color? Is there a shape? Is there a movement to it? And also think about why that color. So if you both want to have a go at that. And if it doesn't have a shape right now, it doesn't matter. But start with the color, and that is something that you will have in your box of tools of positivity. And every time you dip, you could always tap into that and remember that. And you could also keep changing it. Today it might look pink, to next week it might look green. So it's an exercise that you could continue to do. And because we've got many moments of joy, so I'm just asking you to capture one that makes you smile, that makes you, think about it and it makes you smile. Sarah, how are you doing with the app?
I'm doing fine, I think.
Okay. Okay. Are you able to play with the different, did you get a chance to play with the different brushes?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. There is if you scroll down in the set of brushes, there is one particular series called, there are different shapes, there are different patterns, but there's one called Glow, and the third in the series, and that Glow is actually quite a fun series if you wanted to try. Can we see Avril? Have you
Yeah, and there you go. You can see. I started off with it growing upwards like that, but actually I'm seeing it more as a kind of a flow like that now.
Awesome. And what does that, what is it representing? I can see.
The color for me, the color represents a sort of the kind of excited tranquility that you get with joy. But what I realize, and it's so interesting what you were saying about just let it happen without kind of planning it too much, is that two things. The reason I was a little bit late was because I was just helping to get one of the Celebrate Music events started. And so to me, music kind of gives joy, and it's sort of rippling through, but also it's all about connections, and like a tree, like how things, well, particularly for me, I think how music connects people. And then so sort of thinking about these, the way the colors spread out, just made me think of that really, and all the different sort of depth of color you can get with joy.
Absolutely. And well, I think you're also trying to capture the movement, isn't it? Just like in music, art also has that movement.
Exactly, yeah.
And the flow. And I saw the sort of the wiggly, almost like waves, and it was sort of depicting that flow and movement, and because there's movement in us. We only think of us having movement physically, but there's inner movement in us, isn't it?
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, maybe it's also like my brain on music is sort of like, it sort of moves along, but it goes up and down. And I've been thinking a lot about the joy that music gives to me and to other people recently. And it's so nice to play. I'm going to pick up your idea about color though. And I'm going to, I don't know if you can see, you can't really see that. Where are we? It's a sort of weird carmine sort of color. So I'm going to have some splodges.
Oh, nice. Really nice.
Of a different color to kind of, yeah.
That sounds really good. And Sarah, I know we can't see your drawing, but how are you doing so far? Can you say anything about it?
It's okay. I think I'm finding it hard to like not plan anything, I think.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to have a think? I was going to ask both of you to pause, and Sarah for you to save this, because you can have a think about it and get back to that later. But it's not, when I said don't think about it, that was for the free flow. For joy, you can certainly think about a moment that gives you happiness or joy and think about that. That's absolutely fine. Did I confuse you?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, the first exercise was us just letting go and freeing our thoughts. And the second one was trying to capture what joy looks like. And I'm sorry, I kind of ran a bit quickly, purely because of time. I wanted to kind of give you a taste of what you might be able to do with this app. And that's the whole reason. So you can save this and come back to it, because I'm very keen to get to the last exercise, if that's okay with both of you. Okay. Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our last exercise, and this is you going absolutely wild with the bee. Okay, so the bee is your version of the bee. So the bee doesn't need to look like a real bee. It's your bee. So I want you to just be curious with it, you know, dress it up, dress it down. You could, you know, be sporty with it. And I want you to just be with it. Take it to a party, take it to work, take it on holiday. I just want you to have fun with it. And yeah, you can dance with it. You could do anything you like. You can just sit at home and you can watch telly with it, whatever you like. This is just for you to just let go, have fun, and express those emotions I was talking about. Avril missed the first couple of minutes, so I'll just, while she's drawing the bee, I'll just recap. I was just explaining to Sarah how we could use the digital medium in this instance, but you could use any medium literally to try and capture what we're going through in color. So, and that's what this little exercise is about. Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm just starting.
Okay, perfect. And Avril, how are you getting on? You're smiling. So it looks like you're having, I'm not sure what.
I'm thinking about like a busy bee, and she's got these useful legs that can all do different things. They're not very bee-like legs, but they're. I'm thinking about different things. Hold on. I'm trying to do a ballet shoe. I can't remember what ballet shoes look like, but anyway.
It doesn't need to, it's in your head, it's your ballet shoe. So it doesn't really need to look like the ballet shoe. So even if it's a swirl, that's a ballet shoe. So if you can see, my bee is not, you know, it doesn't actually have its proper legs. It's just my interpretation of it.
Well, this bee certainly won't be able to fly very well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's very joyous.
Sarah, how are you getting on?
Okay.
Okay. Are you having fun with your bee, Sarah? Because I can't see you. I can see Avril is having fun with her bee, but I hope you are.
Yes.
Can you tell us while you're drawing what your bee is doing?
I'm drawing like a queen bee.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. And what's your queen bee doing?
It's kind of like human-ish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Humanish, I like that. And are you making your queen bee wear any clothes, any sort of, I don't know, are you dressing her up? Has she got earrings and has she got various?
Okay. I'm not sure.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it's your queen bee, so it's yours. You could do whatever you like with it. So it's just you enjoying it and having a play and just getting used to the different brushes and getting a feel for it. Avril, can we have a quick sneaky peek at yours?
Yeah, sure. Mine's, whoops, she's called Busy Bee.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always think these are busy bees. Hold on, there we go. So she's got
Wow.
she's got lovely heart-shaped wings because she's a bee that works with other people.
Uh-huh.
In her front hand, she's got a pen and a wooden spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then the brown ones are her walking boots. And then at the back, she's got a ballet shoe and a flipper so that she can go dancing or swimming.
Oh my God, she's one of the coolest bees I have seen. Oh my, and a multitasking busy bee indeed.
Yeah, she's a bit of a multitasking busy bee, but she's singing. She's very happy. She's singing. She's got stars in her eyes.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I guess she could meet my music notes busy bee as well.
Yeah, she could. Yeah. And I'm going to give her some curly hair. I don't know why.
Oh, that's
Why doesn't
fine.
a bee have some curly hair?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome. And how are you getting on with yours, Sarah?
Good. I've drawn her wings as like a cape almost.
Oh, nice. Is she almost like a kind of a superhero queen bee?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, good.
I love the way normally drawing is kind of a visual medium, but I'm loving the way because of Sarah's phone or whatever she's on, when she touches it, it makes a slight noise. So I love the way I'm kind of hearing her draw.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
So it's like making the drawing into a little soundscape all of its own. It's cool.
Well, we're trying to tap into all our elements here, aren't we? So we're trying to do touch, we're trying to do how we feel. Of course, with the digital, it's a screen, and Sarah is having a go at that. But you're having a go at how the pen feels on the paper. Yeah, and hearing it as well as feeling it. Which is very relevant when it comes to listening and hearing what people are actually trying to tell you and what that's about. So given the interest of time, I'll let both of you keep drawing for the next couple of minutes, but I'll be in the background just ever. I just want to remind you, because at the beginning you missed this, Avril. I think I did brief you. I wanted both of you to sort of have a think of how you perceive well-being, because I think most of the time it's very individual, and to one person it might be eating healthy and and exercising. To another it might mean something else. And do we tackle all the elements when it comes to what makes us? Do we take a holistic approach to well-being? And that's what I wanted you to think about. And also how could we make space using creativity? And on our daily lives, how can we incorporate it to find that balance? Because a lot of the time we find we are not in sync with everything that's going on. There's so much, whether it's stress at work, whether it's stress at home, whether it's stress on the road, you know, and the last year and a half stress from a pandemic and lockdown. And so there's lots going on. So how can we complement our well-being, and how much investing in ourselves do we really do? And that's kind of my message, and I wanted you to kind of have a think about that. And this workshop was more of a taster for you to get used to what it might be, or how useful the digital medium might be, and to get you to think a little bit more about how much you invest in your own well-being, and how you could incorporate creativity. So that was that, and finding new ways to take charge and explore new tools. So Sarah's exploring the digital medium, and Avril is going to download the app and have a go at some point, I'm sure, to do that. So can I ask both of you to stop what you're doing just for a couple of minutes? You can go back to that, and it'll actually be really nice for you to share or email your work if you're happy to the organizers, because it'd be nice for them to have something. Sarah, are you happy to save it?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to have a look at the buzzwords on the screen, and after what you've just done, emptying your thoughts onto a blank canvas, trying to give a color and shape to joy, and coming up with your interpretation of a bee. Are there any words on this screen that may resonate with you after this session? Or any words that jump at you after you've done?
Put them in the chat or what?
You can say it out loud, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What have I done there? Fun. Freeing. I like the idea of micro breaks.
I'm really glad you spotted that, because that's such an important thing, especially the freeing exercise to do when you want to have a micro break. Sarah, any words that jump at you, or a word?
I like expression.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And just very briefly, did you get anything out of this session? Was it useful? And was there any particular thing that was enjoyable?
I liked the idea of this being like an exercise. So like every day, just using time to just not think about things and just put whatever you're wanting to do on a canvas.
Perfect. And I hope you carry on with the app, and I hope you have fun, and I hope you go back to the 3 activities that we were doing if you hadn't completed it. And it would be really nice to see them if you wanted to share. Avril, anything?
2 things for me. Definitely, like Sarah, this idea of just allowing yourself to have a little creative time, but also to me, when you start drawing, it's always so weird how what comes out. And like in the first one, when I was just scribbling, it made me think of people putting their heads together, you know, like when people are talking and their heads move towards each other, and there's that sort of connection, and how that's what I've been thinking about and working on. And then there are these things around it, and it's just how what you draw expresses what's going on in your brain in a different way, and it's kind of a way of reminding you what you're really concerned about. So I find that really interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to say thank you both for attending and joining me today, because we're going to get cut off any moment. So I'm going to say thank you. And if you have any questions, you could always email me. But it was just great to have you. And I'm sorry I had to rush through the different activities, but it was just to give you a taste, and today was about a taster. So I hope it was useful, and I hope you continue to have fun with it. So thank you.
Thank you. It's lovely, and I love that elephant in the picture.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I was just waiting for oh, it hasn't got cut off as yet.
No, it's difficult, isn't it, with Zoom? You never quite know what it's going to do.
You never know what it's going to do. And I'm going to stop the recording.